Coming up in this week's episode.
Oh, this digital transfer of funds may take 4 hours. Like, what's happening? Where do the cogs need greasing to get my money from my account to someone else's? There's a satellite that's on analog still that's processing my financial payments.
The girls were doing the cooking.
Oh, yeah.
And the boys were doing the drilling.
And the world was fine back then.
Absolutely fine. No issues. We all knew where we stood, James.
Because I can't cook or build. So I can't do any of it. I just sit about and put on weight and watch my wife put up shelves.
It's time to adjust those shoulder pads, backcomb what's left of your hair, and jump into the DeLorean for a look back at what's possibly the best decade anyone could ever have grown up in.
Shall we play a game?
This is Bring Back the 80s with your hosts James Alderson and me, Andy Jackson.
I can't believe we're up to episode 12 already now, James.
They fly by.
Don't they just? We've done a bit of fact-checking off the back of the last
We have,
episode as well.
because I knew there'd be questions.
Fisher-Price.
Yes.
We're doing this episode is also on Fisher-Price.
Yeah.
But we've done a little bit of fact-checking.
Yep.
Because I said I thought they were American.
Yeah, and they are. And you're right. In 1930, Herman Fisher and Irving Price created mostly wooden
How do you
toys.
reckon they came up with their name then?
I don't know. They should have just called them Herman Irving. Herman Irving toys. I think that's better. But 1930. And they started just a bit like Trump with a simple $100,000 and managed to create a successful business. Now worth, would you bloody believe, 1.07 billion. So owned by Mattel.
If Trump had started off with 100,000, though, he'd have at least 20,000 left now, wouldn't he?
Yeah. But yes, owned by parent companies Quaker Oats until 91, and then Mattel bought them.
What was it? What's the connection between making porridge and toys then?
I don't know. There was probably something in. They probably free gifts inside all their toys.
That'll be it. Then, wouldn't it? Yeah, Fisher Price put a long phone inside the the porridge. We all remember that.
Yes, we all choked on that. I've got a phone in my throat. I don't know, but so American. But I always remember it to being ostensibly sort of British, very British. Fisher Price. I mean, thinking about it now, the name is very American, isn't it? Fisher and Price. They are two very American.
But it could
names,
it could be British. It could equally be British.
It felt British.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, you felt like you had you weren't thinking about it.
Well, the
but I
telephone
suppose-
was like our telephones, wasn't it? The pull-along phone. It had the dial. It didn't have the push buttons or anything.
Yeah, and then. The cameras were very much like it as well. Look, this is a bit older actually, but it had still got the spinny thing. Look, and it's got
the flash cube.
Nothing. Anyway, I can't say. Oh no, you meant to put something in there. That's it. But yes, this was at a car boot. I mean, this is probably 60s, to be honest with you. If you look at the picture on the back. But again, we all had them. We all had them from the day. Now you meant to put something in the lens.
It would have been like
a viewfinder thing,
wouldn't it? Like
3D,
those stereoscopic ones. But
so even the logo is a bit older there. But they've been around clearly in this country for decades and decades. I'm not sure when they came over here, but I'm guessing late 50s, early 60s. Because even our parents will remember these being around maybe when they were kids. Fisher Price camera with the flash cube on top. I mean,
that was the thing as well. Because if you think, looking at this now, if you ever wanted to take photos in the dark in a real camera, you could only take 4 photos in the dark because once it had gone round. Yeah. That's your flashes used up.
And the flash is used up, and then what do you do then? Just throw it in the sea. Then you just threw it in the sea, and that was the best place for it. All right, our generation is so irresponsible, Andy. I don't know why. I didn't realise at the time.
It'd be useful, though, for when we are all underwater, all these flash cubes will be lighting the way for us.
Oh, they will. Flotation devices and lit up. Yes. No, I mean, there's probably loads of very good photographic turtles right now. They know everything about them. We've thrown cameras in the sea. We've thrown films in the sea. Flash cubes in the sea. But yes, Fisher Price, brilliant at what they actually did was just gave you the tools to understand how things worked for when you got them properly.
I was going to say, because they're not toys apart from the activity centre for the under ones.
Yeah,
these are all real things.
Yeah.
but just reimagined for children.
Yeah, and I think it's quite good to teach you, because these days, I don't know. I mean, they're obviously learning on their phones, but as far as toys that reflect the future of their lives, like a car garage, a computer, a phone, a camera, a phone. I mean, maybe the pull-along sausage dog. That's not probably reflecting real life, but it's until you get a dog when you're older. But they all were teaching you about how
to do stuff. Yeah. How to do work effectively.
I mean, I'm sure they do have toys like this for kids now, but maybe not so much anymore. I think they all just seem to be more fantastical, sort of fantasy and silly things that aren't reflecting what you're going to do as a job, maybe.
I think the thing as well is that parents will very rapidly learn. You know, like when you're a kid, when we were fathers and parents the first time round, the amount of mess with toys. You had to have a whole chest of toys, and there were toys. You'd come into the living room, the whole floor would be a sea of toys, and somebody's coming around with take the toys away. Hey, put the toys away. You've got to hide the toys.
Right, Andy, let the kids have a go.
But the thing is now, if you've just got a little phone. That's it. Just got a little phone. That's all there is to put away.
It is. It's good.
You don't have to put it away, because your friends come around. You can talk to your friends, and the kids can just be on YouTube.
Yeah, they can stay on it, can't they? We don't need to see their eyes. Don't look up. Don't worry. Just stay in that. Yes, we know.
You know where they are, though.
Well, I suppose you do. Yeah. But do we know what they're doing? Huh? Oh God. Anyway. She might sense that up a little bit. I hate at the moment the way they're saying, check what your kids are, make sure you understand what's happening with your kids on their phones and social media. It's just like, no, how about you get them off the fucking phones? That's not, do something with your kids. Yeah. Now, these were great because they were usually, role play, and there's something that's just opened up in town just down the road. Role play place. It's a mini town. Role play. Yeah, no, not that. I'll fix your washing.
You've been a very naughty boy.
I'm going to come and fix your washing machine.
You got stuck in the tub.
Oh no, I've just dropped something. Let me put it in the dryer. Oh, I can't. Help me. Oh dear, I need plumbing.
James, I think you just invented a brilliant new business venture. All we need is $100,000 to start it off.
Yes, that's right. Okay, and some help from the Quakers. They're perfect for it. I want 50% of the shares. Oh dear, that would be lovely though, wouldn't it? Role play. Have to have blacked out windows, but the one down the road is all primary colours, much like Fisher Price, and kids go in and pretend to be something. And I think what happened is you would pretend to be, working in an office, and your mum or dad would be like, "Oh, hello, I'm here to see the doctor," and they go, "Okay," and that's play. But now it's all just leave the kid on their own on their phone, and you don't ask them to come and play, or you don't say to your kid anymore, shall we go and do this, or do you want to come and play this with me? It's always just leave them, they're fine. And that's the fault of the parents, I think. It's not the kid. Well, it is. I think it is. The kids, they think it's a cheap nanny. Just like, iPad, I'm going to have a vape. And it's, I don't know. I don't know what they do, the parents these days. But this is going to be an interesting episode, isn't it?
Grumpy old man today, aren't you?
I just think it's just get the kids off their phones by being nice to them and in getting involved in their lives. It's not the phone isn't the problem. The problem is the parents not engaging with the kids. Yeah. And I think that these old Fisher-Price toys really were all about playing together and doing something together, rather than the phones, which is just fuck off.
Leave mum and daddy to get the vapes after we got to go down the benefits to get my benefits.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, that's all they do. All parents these days don't talk to the kids, vape, and they're on the dole.
You're right about a lot of places, these role play places coming up, because there's one in Fareham as well. And it's just literally you can go in and you can be working in a shop, or in a little officey bit. And the kids obviously my kids have grown up now, but my kids love it.
I went in.
That's in English. That's my grandkids.
You love it.
You love going in there.
Words, Andy? I went in there the other day and said, I've always dreamt of having a proper job. Can I come and sit down and work in your doctor's surgery, please, for a minute? And they went, oh no, nobody works in a doctor's surgery in the real world. So this is pointless. We've had to close it down. We just leave the phone ringing, and no kids are allowed in there to pretend anymore. They don't know what to do.
I'm just going off topic for a second. On the doctor's surgery.
We don't have to do that.
My doctor's surgery, I thought, this is great. They've got like an online thing where you can go on. You can go online and you can type in your symptoms, and they will say, and then the doctor will see that.
Yeah.
This is to get round the whole
waiting on the phone. Because of course the digital age is meant everyone's open 24/7, aren't they?
Yeah. So there was something I needed to put in. So I went onto there, and I went to the portal to go in.
Yeah.
And it said this portal is only available during office hours.
Yeah.
You can't bloody go on.
No.
Until 9 o'clock in the morning.
We all know the internet doesn't work at night times. Andy, come on.
Why would you do that?
Our doctor says the same. You can phone up at 8, we can go online at 8. And that's the rush. You're also rushing online to type quicker. It's like, I can't wait. At 8:30, it's like, sorry, no, shut. It's like, that's not the way that the world works. It's the same with banks who say, sorry, 17 days to process a check or something. They're like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Oh, this digital transfer of funds may take 4 hours. Like, what's happening? Where do the cogs need greasing to get my money from my account to someone else's? There's a satellite that's on analog still that's processing my financial payments.
That's the ones that they say when you like buy something from a shop and then it doesn't work and you take it back.
Yeah.
And then they refund you.
Yeah.
If you notice when you buy it, the money, your phone will ping.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
Gone.
As you're walking out the door, ping, and it's gone. But when you go for your refund, 7 to 10 working days.
Well, it's because I got one of these in the office, and they're like that. I've just got to make that payment through, sir. Sorry, I've just got to rotate this, press these. They're still working on Fisher Price. This is the problem. I reckon. I bought this off of a car boot sale a few weekends ago, and I think this is why my doctor's surgery has recently gone downhill, because someone's nicked this from the doctor's surgery and they sold it in a car boot. And this is why I can't get a bloody appointment, mate. Right, what have we got now? What have we got next?
What we got now is
another clip.
We got another clip. You ready for a clip?
Yeah, go on in.
Here we go with the clip.
Now, what do you fancy? A little light music? The news. Yes, always bad. No, that won't come off. You want to join in?
Got to do my best to please her, just 'cause she's
Very good. Now, from this live broadcast over to a recording. Beach Boys, Beethoven. Oh, you made your own.
Beverly, you still haven't tidied your room.
Fisher Price. Children taught us all we know.
Lucky Rowena had saved the day for St. Brendan.
Oh, what a nice ending.
That sounded like... Was that Bill Oddie doing the voiceover for that?
Maybe.
Could have been Bill Oddie.
But I think that kid's laughter was used in quite a few horror films. And of course, she's probably putting in some of these into that Fisher Price. She's probably putting in a few of these little cassette read-along Ladybird things into the Fisher Price. I mean, they were great. It's just a great... you could sing along.
Can I see the selection there, James?
Of course you can. You can sing along to Cliff Richard, can you? Living Doll.
Yep.
If you wanted to.
You can record stuff. I remember...
Over the top of it.
I remember recording hours worth of telly.
Yeah.
Just with the microphone up to the speaker of the telly.
It wasn't bad kit.
And listening to bloody old Columbos.
Yeah.
Hawaii 5-0.
A lot of this that you set up here for the podcast is Fisher Price, isn't it? It's actually used as a slur now, isn't it? If someone's got a load of shit, you can say something. It's an old load of Fisher Price bollocks.
These are good, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a great set of stuff.
Gremlins.
Rambo.
Turn of the Jedi. It's all on there.
And obviously you read along in the books and the music we played on your Fisher Price cassette player, and you're sorted.
I wonder how many people who would know what these little bits on the cassette are for. If there's any of our younger viewers who are watching this, there's two little tabs on the cassette.
If they were covered over, couldn't you record on them?
You could record on them, but if you didn't want to, you peeled it off. But you could get around that. There was what would be called now a hack.
Sellotape.
You put a bit of sellotape over there. That would be a hack.
Yeah. You'd always have to put it over to record over your mum's cooking recording or your dad's football recording to try and record, Empire Strikes Back or something. Now, I've got one other last little one, and this is the one that I remember quite well as well. Again, probably pre-80s, but we all had it. It was probably around late 60s, 70s, to be honest. Nursery rhymes.
On the telly.
And on a telly, and with the rolling different the little screen on it.
They were ahead of their time, because I don't know if you noticed, James, that is a flat screen TV.
Well, I know. 2 tunes on it, mate. We don't mess about here. We've got London Bridge and Row, Row, Row Your Boat. which I think are both identical tunes. No, they're very similar, aren't they? But yes, and of course, again, as well as that girl's laughter, this is played in the corner of a very dark room in a deserted house in an American horror film. When you move in, you hear it, you go, yeah, we're moving out. We're moving out. Yeah, so, and you'd carry this around quite happily. And it was made of stuff so that you could twat it on anything.
Again, it's got edges just sharp enough just to cause pain, but not
no damage,
not injury as such.
No brain damage. It's Fisher-Price, and just still going to this day, still making toys, still out of primary plastic colours. Got to be one of the longest-lasting toy manufacturers in the world, surely. Still not owned.
I'm just wondering if there's a way of actually turning this off, James. I don't think there is a way.
Why would you want to?
That's true.
It's the theme tune to our life, Andy. Row, row, row your boat.
I just love the fact that, again, no batteries, no firmware updates to be done, no updates of any description. Don't have to connect it to the internet before you can do anything.
And it explains that, yes, we might not know anything as being kids from the 80s, but we do know how to turn a dial and wind something up. Yeah. And that's about it.
To be honest, though, that's all most jobs are just doing stuff, isn't it? Just turning dial. Well, my job is just turn the odd dial. And
well, my job yesterday was to try and work out how to turn the oven clock an hour fucking forwards. It was like, beep, 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 beep. I thought I'd done it, went and sat down. Hour later, the oven alarm went off. That's all I'd done. I just set the alarm for an hour's time. I had to Google it. That didn't involve any turning of dials. I had to Google how to change the oven clock. Thank God they automatically update.
Oh
most
my
of them
God,
now.
the phones and things now is just so it's magic, isn't it?
Do you remember having to try to work out how to change the clock on your Ford Fiesta? It was just there. Like, I don't know which buttons. What am I doing? I've just reset the mileage.
It was right for half of the year, wasn't it?
They actually had an analog clock in the middle of my mum's Fiesta dashboard. We just push it in and turn the hands. But yes, clocks were an added option, of course, luxury.
They always made the instructions for anything vaguely technical as well.
Yes.
It was always poorly translated. There was no Google Translate, so it was always translated from Chinese.
Yes.
But in a completely just nonsensical way, wasn't it?
They did their best, Andy.
They did their best. It does make you realise how lucky we are that we've got the world's knowledge at our fingertips.
It's true.
And also infinite amounts of porn.
And we still know nothing.
Still know nothing.
And do nothing.
Right. Shall we reveal the mystery sound?
Oh, go on then. Yes.
Here we go then.
Go on in.
It's the mystery sound of the 80s.
I don't know what we're listening to.
Let's have another clip, James.
Okay, great.
When little bakers feel like big cooks, it's got to be fun with food from Fisher-Price.
I'm baking, look at me, mixing, mama can't you see, frosting, baby you and me, toasting in time and two. I'm trimming, yes sirree, is glowing, what a sight to see. I'm baking, yes it's really me, look what me and Fisher-Price can do.
Presenting fun with food baking toys from Fisher-Price to keep your kids' imaginations cooking.
Look what me and Fisher-Price can do.
Dad, can I help? See, I brought my power tools.
The Fisher-Price Power Workshop. It has make-believe power tools that work in a special way, so kids get the feeling they're really sawing and drilling.
Dad, it's not level.
You're right.
Dad, can I have my drill back?
The Power Workshop from Fisher-Price, because you're only young once.
I do remember that first one.
The reason I wanted to run those two together was because it was the girls were doing the cooking.
Oh, yeah.
And the boys were doing the drilling.
And the world was fine back then.
Absolutely. There was no issues. We all knew where we stood, James. The boys did the boy things.
Yeah.
The girls did the girl things.
Problem is, though, I can't do the boys' things. So I just felt totally left out. I could barely use a bloody plastic hammer. I can't use a toffee hammer. So I think it's just nice. I mean, we are indoctrinated from a very early age to wear pink or brown or blue or whatever the hell it is, and, wear space stuff and fairy stuff and all these things. And that just happens. And sometimes kids go naturally that way. But these adverts had a lot to answer for. Like, you're making a cake. I want to do some DIY. No. It's just don't help your dad, help your mum. But yeah, I mean, any advert was just so sort of
That was the way it was, though. And all even though families weren't perfect, all the families, it was a mummy and it was a daddy and the 2.4 children.
Yeah.
Although many families were not made up of two parents.
No, mine wasn't. Not at home, but my mum had to find her own way around DIY and couldn't cook for shit. So it's luckily I've married a Yorkshire lass who can do everything. She can build, she can bake, and Exhibit A. So maybe she shouldn't have watched all those kids cooking, because then she would have been shit at cooking. But it's. I mean, we find our own ways, don't we? Naturally, I think these days, and I think it's probably for the better. Let everybody have an opportunity to do whatever the bloody hell they want.
Exactly.
Thank God, because I can't cook or build, so I can't do any of it. I just sit about and put on weight and watch my wife put up shelves.
Sounds like the perfect life, to be honest, James. Right, I'm going to press the magic button. Who knows what's going to come out, but we'll see in a second.
Yeah.
It's the mystery sound of the 80s. It's the mystery sound of the 80s.
Yeah,
a disappearing dot.
That's at the very end, isn't it? At the very end of the telly,
Yeah.
when the dot was. I don't remember that. I remember the dots being circular and it going down because that was a square dot. Going down.
That depends. I suppose it depends on the model, but these two would have both done that, and probably would have taken 4 or 5 seconds to warm up.
Oh yeah.
The big set's even longer, which was awful when you were late to watch a TV show. Yes. You could hear it happening. You're like, "What's happening?" They're really laughing.
Come up to brightness really gently, wouldn't it? Gently.
Yeah.
You could just make out the vague shapes,
or it would come
up.
to full brightness, but then it would be half. Half was at the bottom and half was at the top. You had to bang it to make it come actually all down full in the screen. The bottom half was at the top of the screen, the top half was at the bottom, and you go, give it a good old whack on the side of the wood.
That was the accepted way of making things work, though, wasn't it?
It's a regular thing.
Now you unplug and plug back in.
Yeah.
Then you just give it a whack in the right place, and that would make it all happen.
That was a regular thing that the family would say. Get up and give it a whack, will you? Give the telly a hit the telly. It's but I mean, it was because it was all just made of bits inside that were the size of your fist.
Yeah.
There was nothing tiny, microchippy about it, was there? Like,
there was nothing. There was nothing that you couldn't. That was too small to be seen with the naked eye.
No.
Whereas everything now is certainly too small to be seen with my.
No moving bits
eyes.
either.
No, nothing moves. Yeah.
It was all chunky bloody stuff like this. You can't do any damage internally to it. It's going to work forever. These toys are probably going to be outlasting us.
They're going to be floating around in the sea when we're all.
They'll give the turtles something to do, Andy.
Yeah.
They want to play as well.
On that positive note, for the future of mankind, James, we say thank you for watching. Don't forget, you can come and see this nonsense live at the Spring Arts Centre in Havant.
Yeah, in the summer.
Summer Sizzler.
Yes, it's on sale now, £13, and we're going to be talking all about 80s gorgeous summertime.
We will see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening to this week's edition. We'd love it if you could subscribe in your favourite podcast app, and don't forget there's a video version on YouTube too. You can contact us using the links in the show notes and on the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time for another edition of Bring Back the 80s.